My name's Rhapsody and I have an incredibly short memory, so I don't know what we did in the last run. All I know is that, excuse me? That's not what I was looking for. I clicked the same button. Told you about that short memory. All I know is we still need to do science with Devious. So as a result, let's roll a Science Devious run. So Science Devious, if I'm looking for Science Devious, I'm definitely taking Anna Proskyryakova. And Anna Proskyryakova is excellent for one huge reason. If you do a study run with her, you can resolve it Devious, right? As a result of the fact that she has Strike of Fear and Terrify. She's relatively strong at it. She's also got Naturalist and Engineer. I guess I'd want to go more Engineering than Naturalist, but we'll talk about that in the future. She's got Professor Proskyryakova, which can give us a bunch of Discovery tokens instead of giving out Naturalist or Engineer tokens. Why would I want to make anyone else a Naturalist or an Engineer when Anna is already, by way of being able to teach them that, the Naturalist or the Engineer, right? It doesn't really make sense in a wide variety of circumstances for me to give a bunch of Engineer perks out to many different people. So, Anna is going to be able to get a bunch of discoveries out of Professor Proskyryakova, as well as every single time we complete a research paper, our study token will grant a random improvement. That is huge. I cannot overstate how big that is going to be for us. Now, since we are going Devious, we actually have the option of taking Scout, Fighter, or Speaker, since we're not going, since there are relatively devious fighters. Like, for example, Bia, although Bia is Terrify as well, so I don't really want to go Terrify. Instead, I'd probably want to go Terrify, Sadden. Do I really care about getting the final one? What is it? It's Terrify, Sadden, Enrage. Enrage is for lowering someone's armor. I guess I don't really care about that. So I want a Sadden, definitely. So if I definitely want a Sadden, I can take Maria, who has a range 2 Sadden, Heart Play, has Devious Attitude if the current attitude is aggressive, and speaks twice if the current attitude is aggressive, which will stun non-boss characters. I don't think that's powerful enough for me to actually care about. That said, I probably still want to get someone who has something like this. Relentless Humiliation. Gains an extra speech on her Sadden, right? So someone else that I know who has that type of effect is Yvonne Lefebvre, who has, where are you? There we are. And it's really early on. She gets an extra speech on her Sadden with 50% speech, and she has a bunch of devious attacks in Deride and Group Insult. She's just going to be really, really good in this build. We've got a Beguiler. Unfortunately, she doesn't have Diplomat, which is annoying because I'm taking a speaker that doesn't have Diplomat, but I can give her a little bit of diplomacy here and there. I think I definitely end up taking Yvonne Lefebvre as my big hitter. So now we've got 2 devious stacks. We want one final devious character. So I've got Sadden, I've got Terrify. If I could get someone that actually has the ability to weaken enemies to deviousness, I'd be happy. So you've got Survivalist and Archaeologist, if I recall correctly. Yes, it is. You've got Loudmouth, Flank, and Shank I don't really care about. Extra Grit. Loudmouth gets extra power. See, I still want Loudmouth because it's an AoE. Are you going to be the most powerful one that I can get? So let's think about Hatise for a second. No, Hatise is physical. Hatise is so good at being physical is the problem with her. She's so good at being physical that she feels wasted if she's not. And then, again, you're physical strong as well. Harry is slightly more devious. He can get an extra speech on his Enrage, which would be nice. But you're Rogue Beguiler and Yvonne Lefebvre is Beguiler Rogue, so you don't really fit in the same crew. Plus, if I'm going for study tokens, I probably don't really want Harry. That said, I don't really have many stories here that are actually going to help me with those study tokens. Other than... Okay, you can actually afford to pick up Quick Thinker. Probably not Rogue, though, since that's easily done on Yvonne. I think this might be the best crew that I can roll with. One other thing that I want to think about is, do I want to have anyone else lead? Since Yvonne is going to be my hard hitter, I can't afford to swap it for, like, Hildegard or Charles or anyone, unfortunately, because they don't hit as hard. And I really want my power consolidated in Yvonne. I guess I could go Yvonne for the first level to get Beguiler, and then take the campaign charm really early and try and get a bunch of campaign, which will get me a bunch of students, which will get me a bunch of research papers, which will get me a bunch of improvements to my study token. Alright. Definitely the first island has to be Celtic Code, just so we can get as many improvements to our research paper and study token as early as possible. I really do want Professor Proskuriak over here on the first island, but I'll settle for Talented Scout or Campaign Charm. Let me turn the volume down a little on my side, because I'm starting to deafen myself. It's been a while since I've recorded. I've recently finished some examinations. Yeah, that makes it sound strictly medical. No, it was educating, tertiary education examinations. But then on top of that, immediately thereafter, I found myself swamped by friends who were like, I haven't seen you in like 4 months. Can we hang out? I'm like, oh, okay. Whoops. Kind of felt a little guilty about that, where I was like, oh, right, yeah, no, sorry, I've been neglecting being like an actual friend. Whoops. So I got on top of that post-haste, toot sweet. And now I'm back to actually get some recording done. Lay it the fuck down. I'm going to be binging a bunch of recordings over the next 4-5 days. So I'm not going to mention when this one is recorded, because I don't like to date when episodes are recorded. But I'm going to be recording a hell of a lot really, really quickly, because immediately thereafter... Hang on, you're not going to be able to reach 1, 2... Okay. No, you have to move back, and then you move to that spot, because you've got range 2. Beautiful. Yeah. Let me try and finish this fight before I continue talking. I'm gonna have to be binging an incredible amount of recording, because, surprise, surprise, I have a short holiday that I have to go on very soon. So in order to cover myself for that gap, as well as reintroduce variety to the channel, which it has been lacking for a very long time, I know, it's been Renowned Explorers and Enter the Gungeon, I'm gonna have to, like, burn the midnight oil on these recordings. I am more than happy to do so, though, because I missed recording, I really do. When I stop recording for a relatively long period of time due to illness or sickness, or look, how many times can I say illness, sickness, lack of health, right? Or, you know, just being incredibly busy due to other things that take priority, like exams and stuff like that. I always feel bad. I feel like what I imagine people who exercise feel like when they stop exercising for a week or two. And they're like, oh man, I need to get it back into my system. It's part of my schedule and I'm not doing it. They feel a little negligent, I'd have to imagine. That's me. That's where I'm at. All right, let's go aggression. Then you can do sadness. And then you can do aggression. Beautiful. So I'm always more than happy to get back to it. And then immediately have to take another break. Oy vey. Whoops. Thankfully, the break should not affect anyone but me. Assuming I get all of these recordings done at the time that I should be. Oh, leveling bug still exists. No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind, we're fine. Okay, it was just paused for a second. You take Beguiler. Okay, where's the second island I go to? The second island I go to is... Where's the second island I go to? Oh, I know this one. I know this one, damn it. The second island has to be the Caribbean Adventure, right? We're devious, slight, aggressive, and it's the study area. Yeah, it's definitely that. So, extra survivalist is kind of useful there, but if I could get, like, 3 levels of I can't get 3 levels of archaeology. Then, where am I going thereafter? I'm trying to think, is there anywhere where the archaeology is actually going to be useful for me? Or do I want to go straight down the line of survivalist? I think it actually is not going to be useful for me in this entire run. And you definitely need to become an engineer. Now, you get advanced tools from that, which is annoying, because I want to give you an engineering perk as soon as we get back to base, and then give you the wrench. Rough. We'll see how I handle that. Okay, we'll go there, and then back down. Mine, we need to know. Okay. Oh, right, I forgot to do the campfire story, that's my bad. Wow! These are just going to be the strongest. Keep. I'm not going to have any Beguiler effects in this area, and there's going to be one Beguiler effect in the next area, so I don't need to pick that up yet. I'll pick up Professor Proscuro Cova really early. And one of you needs to be buffed. You kind of get powerful-ish of your own accord, whereas you're going to need to be helped a little, especially since you are going to be using Humiliating, which is going to be double speech. So you get 1.5 times the effect from being given an extra point of speech than Kiwi does. Nice and enthusiastic is for friendship, but I don't want to be friends. I don't want to be friends. I don't want to be friends. Want your bad romance. Beautiful. Ooh, it's a 0 link. That's a fucking spicy burrito right there. Yeah, I can actually make it all the way up there, so that's perfect. So I've exploited 2 0 links so far. Ooh, what am I gonna get from here? Yes! Kiwi. Kiwi needs to take this because of her story. Beautiful. Plus, it also synergizes with Grit, which Kiwi obviously has. Beautiful. That links down, if I recall correctly. Oh, student! Yeah! This is really good. That's a journalist? Oh, fuck off. That's supposed to be a student. I'm mad. I'm so frustrated. Alright, investigate further. Yeah, we definitely have to try this. Lose 2 supplies if we fail, but you know, whatever. Okay, this is gonna be the Will-o'-the-Wisp one. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, shit. If I recall correctly, Amber is the one that I want, but I am going to, again, check the guide. I feel like... I always feel slightly bad checking the guide, but at the same rate, the only way I'm going to remember is doing this. That's how I remembered with Binding of Isaac, and that's how I remembered with Enter the Gungeon, etc., etc., etc. Okay. That's Double Earth. No, I don't really care about that. Baronix Claw is not available here. Stegosaurus Skull. The Herbivore Skeleton. All scientists gain extra attack. No, I don't care about that. What is the final one that I can get? It's the Amber, right? I'll find it. I'll find it one of these days. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your pretty little head about it. Ancient Woodlands. Some Amber nearby. Okay, the only one that actually has a unique effect is if I go for the Stegosaurus Skull. It also has extra renown on top of everyone else. Yeah, so I take the Herbivore Dino. It's always the Herbivore Dino Skeleton. Yeah, the Ammonite Fossil and the Clear Amber are just worse versions. So they've got 2 Earth tokens, the Ammonite Fossil and the Clear Amber, whereas the Stegosaurus has 2 Earth tokens and a unique token. I'm not going to take the unique token. Oh, fuck off. Damn it. I guess I definitely take the Discovery here, right? 20 to 30, so it's worth 5 study tokens. Yeah, I'm taking it. Loses speech power. That's fine. Makeshift tools. Beautiful. So wait, you have 10% extra speech power. That's good. So they're gonna hate each other, but they're gonna have extra speech power as a result. That's fine by me. So we resolved one of these encounters friendly, and then 1 aggressive. We only had 2 combat encounters. And then we get the only one that is devious. So, I believe it was Cub, Jake, who recently commented that the resolve that you do earlier in the island dictates what boss you get. And I responded, I'm pretty certain that I've checked that before and it's strictly not true. Here's another instance of me checking it. It actually just doesn't work like that. Sometimes it appears to, so I can understand the confusion, and I thought so for the longest time myself as well. but that's just not actually how it works. Thankfully, we're fine to resolve devious here, so I can actually just, like, stand my ground. Although you should go backwards and then take one of them out. Beautiful. One of our characters is lacking speech defense right now. Whoever it is, I want to make sure they're not targeted. If I can afford to make sure of that. That said, I am very incentivized to just, like, try and wildly dunk on this guy right now. Yeah. Easily done. He admires our sharpness. He is going to give us research papers. Speech permanently increased by 1 on every one of our characters. I thirst for knowledge. Thankfully, that's the one I actually want. Sea Sapphire. Sea Sapphire. Thank you. 1 study at each end of each expedition for each level of a naturalist in your crew. Now, the problem with this is, for the moment, that's 2 study. But it's never going to be more than 2 study, because I'm going to want more levels of engineering, right? So I run into a problem where, do I actually take the engineer one? Because next island, I'm going to have more levels of engineering. I think I do. So I'm trading 1 immediate study token for possible future 4 study tokens. Beautiful. We know the drill, Pinkerton. Okay, first things first. Each brains, then I'ma start rocking gold teeth and fangs, because that's what a motherfucking monster do. Hairdresser from Milan, that's a monster do. Okay. Anna needs to learn a scientist perk. She will take an engineering perk. She will not take advanced tools, because advanced tools can already be given to her. I'm actually considering giving her the tool, the wrench. That would be an interesting decision. What I do know is I'll probably give her steam engines, because steam engines is earned in a place that I've already been. I'll take my student. I already purchased a student, yes? Good. So now I take my student, then I take this, then I take this. Extra research from study. We want this because of nature challenges. Yeah, out of all of these, we're going to go for the most nature challenges. Beautiful. I could finish observation right now. I don't want to, but I could. I'm not going to be spending Insight in Berlin for quite some time. Next thing I'm going to want to do is probably finish out natural sciences, at which point I then will finish the observations. Or we could go straight down anthropology. That would also get us some extra research out of the encounter tokens. I'm open to either of those ideas. You know, there's a token in the Caribbean Adventure where if you have 3 levels of engineering, you get 2 discovery tokens. A discovery token, to me, is worth 50 to 60 gold. So that almost pays for the monkey wrench itself. I think I actually can afford to give her the monkey wrench. I think I also upgrade and take a machete. I kind of want 1 level of diplomat on Yvonne, and that would be selling stuff until I get the translation guide. Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, that's an armor. This is speech defense, and that's a speech defense. I kind of want the offensive power on them more. So, if we get to the location with the climbing, we swap the machete to Anna, who then climbs. This is just being held by Kiwi at the moment. It's not going to be used by Kiwi. Okay, next expedition is going to be the Caribbean island in the next episode. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Renowned Explorers. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time.